So I want to thank everybody for coming here today. This is a protest. We're protesting the laws. We are showing the world that we don't care about your marijuana laws. We don't need them. We don't care. We've done this now for 19 years. The city has shown us that they don't care either. The police have shown us that they don't care either on this day. But every other day of the year, they seem to care. It's our job here to take this away from here. The notion that marijuana should not be illegal in Canada. It should be legal and made easily available for those who need and want it. So this is what today is really about, and it's grown from that premise ever since. Now, one of the fellows that has been a very strong advocate of the legalization of marijuana, and he has become a huge historian, telling us how cannabis has been used for centuries and centuries in our world. He's a very good friend of ours. He's the owner of a shop downtown called the Urban Shaman. That's located at Mark Emery's Cannabis Culture headquarters, and I urge you to go and see him there. He is a wise man, and he's about to prove it to you now. Chris Bennett.
Happy 420 Vancouver. So much easier to put up with a little rain when you got sunshine in a bag, right, people? You know, people have been celebrating this herb since before recorded history, since time immemorial. People like Carl Sagan suggest that this is the first agricultural crop we ever had, so that puts it back so far in history. Current archaeological evidence indicates that we've been making clothes from hemp for 35,000 years through finds of tools used in the decordation of hemp. For 5,500 years, we've been burning this herb to release its psychoactive smoke from finds in Ukraine and all over the world. Wherever people come into contact with this herb, they've recognized it for the earthbound healing medicine that it is, and have come up with similar beliefs in it throughout the world. In ancient China, cannabis played a huge role in the development of Taoism and the mystic philosophy of Taoism, as well as being a major medicine. In India, cannabis has been used since time immemorial, burned and drank to the god Shiva, the lord of cannabis, the oldest continually worshipped god on earth. In ancient Assyria and Babylon, people burned cannabis resins in the temple in order to open their ears to God. And this flooded over to the Holy Land in Israel, where the herb cannabosum, now recognized by scholars to be a reference to cannabis, was the main ingredient in the holy anointing oils and incenses, which Moses and the other holy Levite priesthood spoke to their Lord in, and which the later Jesus healed the sick and the epilepsy and MS and diseases like that with, in the same way that people are rediscovering this plant now. In the Islamic world, Sufis use this herb to blow away the ego and get down to the essence that animates us all. In Africa, pygmies believe they've been smoking cannabis since the dawn of time, saying that God gave the herb to the pygmies so they could be healthy and happy. So all over the world, people recognize this herb, and all over the world, people are celebrating today, and there is good cause for celebration. We have legal marijuana in Washington. We have legal marijuana in Colorado. We have legal marijuana in Uruguay. And I tell you what, if we get our man Justin Trudeau in office, we could have legal marijuana here in Canada in 2015. And that's a real possibility. And what's the alternative? The jails that Stephen Harper wants to put you in? The taking away of people's right to grow their own medicine, all that type of stuff? We've got a chance here, people. All it takes is a little focus to make it a reality. Yeah, Harper has got to go, man. What they've done to this herb, we could be leading the world right now in medical marijuana research if we'd stuck on it like we were doing in about 2004, 2005. Now we're getting left behind because of these Luddite cavemen called the conservative government. And April 22nd on Main Street, Heritage Hall, we have the Liberals holding a conference on what legalization will look like, taxation and regulation of marijuana. And if you're worried about legalization and you're worried that you might not be able to grow your own medicine, then you go to that conference and you speak your mind and tell them what you want legalization to look like. Because there are corporations chomping at the bit to take control of this plant and want to act as an intercessor between you and your medicine and your natural herb. And you want to be able to grow your own medicine. You want to be able to have cannabis cafes that are affordable, that people can get into businesses with. If you're a young person and you're worried about the future and the current situation of McJobs that is out there, these short-term, low-paying jobs, I tell you what, man, there is nothing that any other potential government party, the NDP or the Conservative Party, can offer you in way of what legalization brings to this country. Jobs growing marijuana, jobs manicuring marijuana, jobs extracting potent cannabis resins from marijuana, jobs opening cafes and serving in cafes. This will save our economy and turn our country around. And not only on that level, but the whole industrial applications of hemp, the way we can stop cutting down our old growth forests, the way we can feed the world's hungry with the most nutritious food in the world, the hemp seed, the way we can move away from soil depleting cotton. This is a miracle plant for mind, body, and soul. So let's get together, take this opportunity we got coming up, push for the liberal legalization, and turn this thing around and celebrate with like this all over Vancouver and all over Canada every day. Every day, man. So God bless. Happy 420. Get out there and make this a reality.
Chris Bennett, everyone.